So many of you have been asking for this bike, and it's finally time.
This is the MotorGoat V3, and the 3 stands for the 3 things that make this electric moped-style e-bike one of the most popular and most talked about bikes of the year. Great price, great looks, and from what I've seen on the internet, insane performance. And we're gonna find out for ourselves in this video today. There's just so many nice bikes on the market right now. How's this goat gonna stack up? Well, by just looking at the spec sheet, the MotorGoat V3 has the potential to be one of the most powerful and fastest bikes in the $2,000 to $3,000 range. It's a 60-volt powerhouse with a 3,000-watt peak hub motor with a claimed top speed of 40 to 50 miles an hour. And that all depends on rider weight. Let's play a game. I want you guys at home to guess how fast I'll be able to get the goat going. For reference, I'm about 190 pounds right now. Why don't you guys put your best guess in the comments right now? Even if you just leave goat emojis, I'll understand. I've had way too much coffee. Today I'll be putting the goat through a rigorous test to help you guys decide whether it's the right bike for you or not. And judging by how freaking popular these bikes are, it probably is. Just say it. If you guys did want to order one for yourselves, there's a link in the description that'll take you right to their website, guaranteeing you the best price and giving you all the most recent promotions. And as soon as you add the bike to your cart, there's a nice little discount code that'll automatically apply to sweeten the deal. So thanks for the support. So why don't we start the video by checking out how badass this bike looks. Cue the B-roll. I have the black and gunmetal version here that's completely murdered out, but the bike is available in one more color variant. Now this is my personal bike and I've already done a few mods on it. The first thing I did was to replace this weird looking front fender with this one. It's got much better coverage in my opinion, and it just looks way better than the one it comes with. I also have the hard bag installed and the second battery kit they sell for this bike, but I haven't put that on yet. I'll be installing the battery balancer and the second battery in the next video I make with the goat. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you don't want to miss all that. And while you're down there, do me a favor. Hit the like button so YouTube spreads this video to more awesome people like you. Why don't we kick off the test with what you guys are all here to see. How fast this thing can go and how much power it's got in the cells. The MotorGoat V3 has a direct drive hub motor that peaks at 3,000 watts. And it also puts out 170 Newton meters of torque. This is gonna come in super handy when climbing hills and give us a ton of accelerations off the line. And that's all possible because of the 50 amp controller hidden underneath the seat. Most normal e-bikes usually have anywhere between a 20 to 30 amp controller at most. So this should be an insane step up over 90% of the bikes I've reviewed so far. Finally, the battery you get with the MotorGoat V3 is a 60 volt, 25 amp hour battery. And it's built with the best cells on the market, the Samsung 21700 cells. And take a look at this. This 60 volt battery charges up to 71.4 volts. That's way higher than normal 60 volt batteries. And it charges at a rate of 4 amps. So this 25 amp hour battery is going to take about 5 to 6 hours to fully charge. So let's get out on the road and find out if this thing can climb hills, how quickly it accelerates, its top speed, and how close you guys were with your guesses.
And since we have a full battery at 100%, let's do the hill climb. There's my fire hydrant. I've got the bike unlocked in pedal assist 3. Let's go. Throttle only up this nice long sustained hill. The grade on this hill is about 15% and it gets a little steeper at the top. I've got 29 miles an hour right off the bat and I'm holding strong. Look at this. This thing's ridiculous. I'm holding strong at 28 miles an hour. Come on. And it's so smooth. My God. Wow. Okay. Other than maybe the Graffiti X, This is by far the fastest and most powerful bike uphill that I've ever ridden. So to keep it safe, let's head over to Test Drive Island. We'll see what the goat's got in the tank, see how fast it goes, how quickly it accelerates, how it handles, take some beauty shots. Come along for the ride. Man, what a good looking bike. Time to see how quickly it gets up to speed. I've got a driveway pull out a little up ahead here. I'm gonna start at this lamp pole, and hopefully the Moto-Go V3 hits 20 miles an hour before that driveway pull out. I'm pretty sure it will. 3, 2, 1, go. 10, 15, 18, 19, 20. I hit like 26, 27 miles an hour before the driveway pull out. This is a fast bike. I can't wait to see how fast it goes. So let's head over to Test Drive Island and really let this goat stretch its legs. Time to test what you guys all came here to see, and what I want to find out too, because on the website they claim that this 2,000 watt nominal motor that peaks at 3,000 watts can go anywhere between 44 and 48 miles an hour, depending on the weight of the rider, right? So let's see what the Moto-Go V3's got in the tank with a 190-pound rider. I'm gonna go all the way up to pedal assist 3, or power number 3. I'm not gonna be pedaling this thing. Put my goggles on because I don't want to get a bug right in the eye. Got no traffic coming. 3, 2, 1, go. I love how silent this motor is. 25 already. 30. 35. 40. 42, 43, 44, 45. I saw it flash 45. Woo! 45 miles an hour. Woo! Okay, I can tell you right now that this bike is not going to be the best off-road, simply because of how slick these tires are. They've got some cuts in the treads, but they're not going to dig into the mud. They're not going to dig into the dirt. But here goes nothing. Let's take it off-road and see if we can get onto the beach. The suspension on this bike works so well. It's so comfortable, even on these rough roads. Oh, I'll try not to get it too muddy. I'll try not to slip out here. This bike has so much power, it just wants to slide out. But I haven't crashed a bike here yet, and I'm not gonna start today. Woo! Okay, here goes nothing. Pedal assist number 3, highest power available. Let's see how we're gonna do in the sand. Woo! Yeah, just like I thought. I'm not getting a ton of traction because the tires just aren't digging in, but oh, I can feel the motor working too. What we got out here, let's have some fun. Well, the tires, like I said before, don't have a ton of grip, but they're nice and wide, so they don't sink in all that much. And it's got enough grip to just gain speed up the sand. Nice. Still got it done. Try not to get too muddy. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Man, this thing has almost too much power off-road. Okay, let's see what these big tires are like in the gravel. Woo! A little slick in here today. A lot of leaves. I try to take it easy and not lie this bike down. Whoa! Whoa! All right. Woo! Well, one thing's for sure, these aren't the best off-road tires. If that's what you're buying this bike for, you might want to look at it getting a set of meatier and, you know, more aggressive tires. Like the Super 73 off-road tires. I think they're called the Grizzlies or something. They're 4.5 front and 5-inch rear. They look super, super mean. If I was to get this bike for off-road riding, I'd probably look at those tires because I think they'd fit very, very well on the Motor Goat.
So the next component on a bike that's responsible for your comfort is the suspension. And here again, the Goat doesn't disappoint. You get a triple clamp trauma front fork with about 100 to 120 mils of travel. And out back, you get this massive fast ace coil shock. It's got compression settings as well as rebound. Everything you need is right there to set up the bike perfectly for what you weigh and how you like to ride. So let's get back outside, find some rough roads, and figure out how smooth the Goat actually is.
So you want to know how comfortable this bike is to ride. Unfortunately, through the tests that I'm doing, I can't show you how comfortable it is. For that, you're gonna have to take my word for it and take it from a dude that's ridden over 50 bikes in the last year or two. This is a comfortable bike because of two things. One, the suspension. I touched on it earlier. Perfect coil spring in the back with a ton of adjustability. And the front fork, well, the only thing that would make this front fork even better is if it was an air fork with rebound. That's it. That's all that would make that better. For what it is, it works very, very well. It's got no springy feel or clunk back to the top position. It's smooth. It's got just the right amount of travel, and it just takes the chatter away from the road. But what makes this bike so comfortable to sit on is, of course, the seat. The seat is thick, it's plush, and it's perfectly shaped in the back to just cradle the back of your bum and to hold you onto the bike. You and the bike just become one, and it's perfect. Love sitting on this bike. I could sit on this bike for hours.
Now take it from me, going 45 miles an hour on a bicycle is a ton of fun, until you have to stop. So I'm really stoked at the choice of brakes they've included with this e-bike. The Motor-Goat V3 comes with 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes from Ron Glenn. Not only that, but you get 203 mil rotors front and back right out of the box. Now, on paper, this should give us enough braking power to come to a stop within a reasonable distance, but let's go find out for ourselves.
Okay, here's how we're gonna set up the brake test. There's my marker. I've got 20 feet to the first marker, and this is where I'm gonna slam on the brakes, going at least over 30 miles an hour with the Motor-Goat V3. You guys know my philosophy with brakes. If a bike is heavy enough and fast enough to go a certain speed, it should have sufficient braking power to stop within a certain distance. And I feel like this 20-foot distance is more than enough time to come to a stop. And look at these guys. 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes biting onto big, thick 203 mil rotors, front and back. So let's turn it around, go get some speed. There you go. Get up to about 30 miles an hour up here. Let's see if the MotorGoat V3 can stop in time. 23, 25, 26, 27, 30 miles an hour here. And stop. What? What? Look at this. I still have like another 2 bike lengths to the first marker. That's insane. There's nothing else to say. Just insane. For such a heavy bike and a fast bike, to be able to come well within the 20-foot mark is mind-blowing. With everything happening here as far as braking's concerned, MotorGoat V3 gets a check mark for me.
So the bike's customizable a few different ways when you order yours. First, you choose your color. You can go with the gunmetal black like the one I have here, or you can get one with gold forks and some tan leather accents. Next, check this out. Go Power Bikes lets you pick whether you want pedals or just pegs. Let's face it, a bike like this is just not designed to be pedaled around all that much. So if you want to just delete the drivetrain altogether, you can do that. Just go with pegs. But for me though, I like to go on bike pass once in a while, and being able to show people you're on a bicycle is worth it to me. Plus, if the cops see me turning the cranks at 45 miles an hour, maybe I've got a bigger shot of them just leaving me alone. If you're gonna be on team pedals just like me, you get an 8-speed Shimano derailleur, shifter, and cassette. You also get some generic cranks, some metal pedals, and a really big chainring. But like I said before, I really don't think this bike was designed to be pedaled. So let's go back outside and figure out if it's any fun.
Okay, I know very, very few of you are interested in this, but maybe there's some out there. Let's see what the goats like to pedal. So I've got no power going to the bike right now. I'm in the granny gear. I mean, if you got a flat road and you got to limp it home because of a dead battery, it's doable, but it's no fun. So let's drop a couple gears. I'm gonna go into pedal assist number 1. Now this is a cadence sensor, obviously, because a torque sensor on a bike like this would make no sense. And pedal assist 1 gets me up to about 12 miles an hour. Pedal assist 2. There you go. Now with the cadence sensor, you guys know all you have to do is just rotate the cranks. As soon as the sensor sees that the crank is rotating, it gives you that amount of power, whatever power or pedal assist mode you're in. So pedal assist number 2 will take us up to and pedal assist 3 will just take us all the way up to 40 miles plus. So not bad. If you're riding the bike around other pedestrians, keep it to number 1. Nice and tame, 13, 14, 15 miles an hour, no problems. You want to get some decent speed, but still keep it legal. Pedal assist number 2 will take you up to 28 miles an hour. And then if you're in a safe area like I am right now with no one around, or even better yet, if you're off-road riding some backcountry, then you can unlock it and go as fast as your little heart desires.
I gotta be honest, so far I really like everything I'm seeing on this bike. The attention to detail, the choice in components, and the ride quality are all really nice, and I can now see why this bike is so damn popular. Let's take a quick minute and talk about ride quality and what this bike actually feels like to ride. First off, the ergonomics. To be blunt with you guys, this is a tall bike. If you're under 5'6", you might want to look at something else with a lower profile, like the Rev 1 or maybe the Graffiti X. This is one of the most comfortable bikes I've ever been on. The massive leather seat is so soft and plush. It's thick too, so I've never touched the bottom. The big, wide, and tall handlebars are perfect for controlling a powerful bike like this. On top of that, you get a nice short stem that brings the bars in and get you a really nice upright position. The bike's wheelbase is also quite long, and that's a good thing. It keeps it super steady when you're going fast.
For contact points, well, the grips are hard plastic. They've got some texture in them that makes them pretty easy to grab, even with gloves. And the throttle, well, you get a full twist throttle. I kind of wish it was softer rubber, but they probably did it just for longevity. The softer the rubber is, the more it wears out, so then you need to replace the thing. For a full throttle grip like this, you may not want to be replacing it all the time, so I can see why they did this. And to be honest, it feels great. I've got no problems with the grips on the MotorGoat V3. And then the final contact point is the pedals, and to be honest, right away I just put my own pedals on there. I didn't even bother with the stock pedals that the bike came with. I plan on riding this bike absolutely everywhere and year long. So these redshift pedals, when it's evening time or even nighttime, are gonna light up and increase my visibility. So far, my first impressions of the bike is very, very positive. Now this is version 3. I'm sure the guys that Go Power Bikes have gone through a couple revisions before that, but this bike feels refined. It feels like a quality bike. Everything is tight, everything fits. There's no features on there that shouldn't be on here. You want motorcycle performance on a bicycle? This is as close as you're gonna get under $3,000. Believe me. The only thing that holds this bike back right now is the ability to put it into your car or truck. If you've got a pickup truck, you can just put it in the back and strap it up, no problem, just like you would a motorcycle. But if you own a regular car, or if you have to put this onto a bike rack, I don't know. You'd have to get a pretty beefy bike rack to be able to haul this MotorGoat to anywhere else where you want to go ride it. So that's why I love how the guys at Go Power Bikes have introduced some extra large battery packs on their website. Go check them out. You can get up to about a 50 amp hour battery pack that fits right into the cavity of the bike perfectly. It is custom made for this bike. And it won't double, it'll triple the battery capacity of this MotorGoat V3. You'll get up to 75 amp hours. That's absolutely insane. You want to just leave your house and go on adventures? That's what you need. But to get you started, this 25 amp hour battery pack is no slouch. Look at this. I've been riding all morning. I've done 28.5 miles on this trip. I've got 28.5 miles on the bike, and I'm about 40% battery right now. So that means that I could get well over 40 miles of range on this battery alone. That's pretty good for a single battery. And it's not like I'm taking it easy on this thing either. I'm climbing hills and I'm going as fast as it'll go.
So I want to show you the electronics on the bike, starting with this 2.8 inch center mounted display. First thing you want to do to get power on the bike is turn the ignition. Without this key, there's no way to get any power anywhere on the bike. And on the left here, this is everything you're going to need to operate anything electronic on the bike. The power button's right here. You get a plus and minus buttons to go up and down your pedal assist modes. And this remote here has a horn, your turn signals, left and right. There's also a hazard light switch over here. So if you're going to park the bike for a while and you want to be visible, you can turn that on and off. And this button here will turn your headlights. You've got a low beam as well as a high beam. Here's what the rear taillight looks like. As soon as the bike gets power, it turns on. This makes you visible any time of the day with the turn signals and hazards. Now this thing has absolutely everything you want to see on the bike. Up top, you get a bunch of icons. This one here tells you that your screen is in nighttime mode. This makes it dimmer so it's easier to see at night. I'm inside here, so this automatically turned on, but outside this will turn off and the screen will go extra bright so you can see it in the sun. You get a little tool here when your bike needs some maintenance. You get a GPS and Bluetooth signal here when you're linked to the app. Next icon here is your cruise control, and then you get an exclamation point when there's an issue. You get your battery information in two different ways, percentage and voltage. Here you've got your speedometer. You can set it in kilometers or miles an hour. And down here you get the exact amount of wattage that's going through the motor right now. And at the bottom here you get your odometer, trip, average speed, and the pedal assist mode that you're currently in. There's 3 total.
This bike is so well executed in pretty much every type of way. And one of the ways is at night. The lights on here are so good, so bright. I just wanted to give you guys a couple of nighttime shots. Let's go for a quick rip at night. So the bike has two different lights, a low beam and a high beam. I think we'll keep it in high beam, but I've got it pointed down, so I'm not gonna blind anybody. So $1 million question, who's the MotorGoat V3 really for? The first person that comes to mind is someone like me. Someone that wants as close to motorcycle performance from a bicycle as possible. A bike that's fast as hell, and a bike that can be toned down if you gotta ride it on the bike path. All you gotta do is spin the cranks and people know you're on a bicycle. So you can literally take this motor transportation anywhere you want. But here's the deal. This bike has a ton of power and can go stinking fast. But you don't have to do that all the time. If you're around other people, be safe and don't hurt anyone else. Don't make us all look like idiots. Just my 2 cents. The second person that comes to mind is someone that wants as much bike as humanly possible for around the $2,500 budget. Once you click on that link in the description and use my discount code, the bike comes down to about 2,500 bucks. And again, take it from a guy who's reviewed well over 50 bikes in the last year or two. For $2,500, this is absolutely insane. The amount of bike that you get for that price is stupid. I don't know how the guys that Go Power Bikes do it, but for 2,500 bucks, this is the most bike I have ever seen. So don't wait any longer. Don't wait for the next bike to come out. Don't wait for the next best thing. This thing's been refined, it's been perfected. If you like the way the MotorGoat looks and you want to feel the power and quality between your legs, head down in the description, click on my link, use my code, save some money, and just order yourself the MotorGoat V3. You will not be disappointed, I promise you. And if the MotorGoat V3 is not enough bike for you, maybe the bike in this video will be more of what you're looking for. I'll see you guys over there.